What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Great League, and in today's video I'm very excited to bring you all this footage. This gameplay has been submitted to me by one of my patrons, Kimley Horn, also known as Dan, and he was able to climb to number 8 on the global leaderboard, running this team of Drifblim, Azumarill, and Medicham. Now his Medicham is level 44.5, I believe. It's not super high PvP IV ranked, but I believe it does get up to 1500 CP with the current power-ups that he has, so it is slightly XL. Kimley is a very talented battler, and so I'm really looking forward to diving right into this footage, so let's jump into these battles here. Drifblim in the lead is pretty interesting. This is obviously a very favorable matchup, however the Rock Slides or the Thunderbolts will be hitting for super effective damage. And Deoxys is able to get to the Rock Slide right before Drifblim is able to get to the Shadow Ball, so good no shield there, recognizing that it was in fact a Rock Slide and not a Thunderbolt. The Deoxys shields, I'm curious to see whether or not this Deoxys is also running Psycho Boost. Like, this could potentially be a Psycho Boost. Yeah, it is. And then they're staying in. Really nice over farm on Dan's part there. The Deoxys double shields. This is very strange. I wonder if it's the triple counter team, but if that was the case, then Obstagoon would have play against the Drifblim. So the double shield on the Deoxys is kind of interesting. We'll have to see what comes out now. Dan wins the lead. Okay, it's a Scrafty, so far we've seen 2 counter users. It might be the triple counter team. It could be a Vigoroth in the back, if that's the case then. Really nice counting on the opponent's part, over farming, gonna throw the foul play to knock it out. It's the triple counter team, but with Scrafty instead of Obstagoon. So Medicham just absolutely steamrolls this back line, and Azumarill is obviously going to be a really hard counter to Scrafty as well. Honestly, Medicham can just take care of both of these Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter what gets aligned with what, but I probably most likely would have saved the Azumarill for the Scrafty and then saved the Medicham for this Vigoroth, just because those are technically a little bit more solid of alignment with the counters there, but this is still definitely a GG. The 2 shielded Deoxys in the lead makes more sense now because Drifblim kind of swept their whole team. Alright, Mew in the lead. So, I would assume that Dan is going to build up the Shadow Ball and then throw the Icy Wind. Yeah, this is how I like to play it as well. You kind of want to debuff those Shadow Claws as soon as possible. The opponent shields, and it makes sense because they essentially have enough energy to rip off 2 Wild Charges here. Oh my gosh, they have Flame Charge? This actually makes it even more favorable for the Drifblim. Since this Mew is not running Surf, they don't have a cheaper bait move other than Wild Charge, and so the Mew has to expend more energy. Gonna double shield again, really wants to win this lead. Out comes the Azumarill. Going to chip it with a Shadow Ball, I like that. And then mirror with his own Azumarill, makes sense. His Azumarill is running Ice Beam and Play Rough. And his Medicham is running Power Up Punch and Psychic. I think running Power Up Punch Medicham and keeping it in the back makes a lot of sense because it's a really nice hard punish too if anyone switches in a Steel type. You're able to ramp up and get off a lot of damage. Let's see if he over farms a good amount in this energy to try to leave this matchup with some stored energy. Really nice farm there. Gonna throw the Ice Beam before capping out 100 energy. Skarmory in the back. This is a little bit tough because the Skarmory can possibly air slash down. Okay, gonna switch into the Medicham right now and just get as much counter damage off on this Skarmory as possible. Good job by Kimley recognizing that he's gonna get farmed down there. This has got to be Brave Bird though, right? Okay, just a Sky Attack. Medicham survives. Out comes the Mew again. Unfortunately, this Power Punch is definitely not going to be enough to KO the Mew. It gets more farm. Okay, bring in the Drifblim. And then bubble it down and try to get to an Ice Beam. I think the Skarm is going to get to a move, though. It's going to be very close. Yeah, wow, 1 away, but Skarmory would have won CMP there. definitely a tough spot because Dan couldn't stay in there because he's going to be air slashed down by the Skarmory. So really nice play by the opponent. This is definitely a favorable lead right here. Out comes Galvantula. All right, this team does not have a direct response to Galvantula, so I am curious to see how Dan is going to play this. Gets a shield on the Icy Wind and then catches probably a discharge. Wow, very nice catch. So no debuff from the lunge. This is most likely going to be a lunge though, almost for sure. So good shield. The Galvantula has already shielded once, so probably less likely to shield this move. Going to go straight for the Psychic, makes sense. Takes it out, that's great. Out comes the Medicham again. Keep in mind Dan's Medicham has been debuffed once from the lunge. Do they go straight for the Psychic? They do. Okay, they don't want to deal with getting hit by another Psychic, makes sense. Gonna bring out the Drifblim again, and in the back is a G-Fisk. This is pretty solid alignment. Because Dan's Azumarill is not running Hydro Pump, this is technically not as positive of a matchup, but it definitely still is in Azu's favor. The bubbles are obviously hitting for super effective. These Ice Beams hit for neutral. Really nice job building up the Hydro Pump's worth of energy before throwing the Ice Beam. He is able to successfully get that shield. And then able to successfully shield up that Earthquake. That's pretty big. Now the problem here is that if Medicham gets run away with energy here, the Ice Punch is really going to sting if they are running Ice Punch. So able to get to this Shadow Ball right before the Medicham is able to get to either an Ice Punch or a Psychic. That's awesome. This Rock Slide is just barely enough to KO, and then Azu's able to get to this Ice Beam to take out the G-Fisk. Drifblim in the lead definitely can catch some people off guard. It's not a super common lead. Against this G-Fisk, I'm wondering if Dan is going to switch out at some point. Yes, makes sense, because the two Pokemon in the back technically have a better matchup against the G-Fisk, so there's no point in staying in there. Yikes. Okay, out comes Jellicent. This is where having Play Rough is very, very nice, because if this Azumarill was running Ice Beam Hydro, it would be completely walled by this big jelly. So gonna throw the Play Rough, gets a shield. That's really nice. This Jellicent is running Bubble as well, so not as much like farm down potential against the Azumarill here. Just go straight for the Shadow Ball to take it out. Because it's Bubble, it's not going to be hitting the Drifblim for super effective. Nice recognition there. Drifblim will win CMP against Jellicent and able to take it out. Up a shield. This is looking pretty good. Gonna try to catch a Rock Slide. Okay, that's all right. Gonna let this go and potentially save 2 shields for the Medicham. Trying to catch a Rock Slide again. Yikes. Oh, it's a Charmer in the back. Charm Ninetales. The nice thing is that these counters are at least hitting for neutral damage because the Ice and Fairy typing. And so I like this straight power-up punch play because all this counter damage is really adding up. That essentially puts it in Hex range. Okay, gonna throw this Icy Wind. Doesn't want to have to shield because Drifblim did win CMP there, so I really like that play. Shield once, Hex down. Very, very nice. Out comes the Stunfisk. Gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball here. It's not enough to KO though. This is gonna be extremely close. This G-Fisk has so much loaded energy. Oh man, double Icy Wind I think barely would have been the play there, but obviously hindsight is always 20/20. Very difficult to recognize that in the moment. Very nice game there. Alright, this is a good lead for sure, especially since Razor Leaf damage has been nerfed, so this is no longer obnoxious with the Shadow Razor Leaf damage. Also, this battle's up against Wallower, another great content creator on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure to check him out. Worth it to shield here. And it is a Leaf Blade, which would still do a decent chunk of damage. Gonna throw this Icy Wind. Just looking to drop the attack of these Razor Leafs as soon as possible. Out comes Bastiodon. Okay, I'm surprised that he's staying in here. I probably would have safe swapped the Azumarill at that point and preserved my Drifblim. But he does want to maintain the solid alignment with Medicham on the Bastiodon, so it does make sense. And it's a Vigoroth in the back, so Medicham is absolutely going to wipe out that back line. I wonder if Dan knew Wallower's team, because that's a pretty famous team that Wallower posted a video on that he has run consistently, the Shadow Vic, Vigoroth, and Bastiodon team. This Swampert matchup is a little bit tricky, especially if they no-shield this first move. Okay, thank goodness the opponent does shield. If they no-shield that first Icy Wind, it really puts Drifblim in a disadvantage. Because unfortunately, Drifblim kind of has to be the first one to commit shields. Holy crap, I wonder if this is Swampert double steal? This is where having power-up punch is so devastating on this Reggie. Ramp up once, farm all the way down, probably is the play, and then you leave this with so much stored energy that you're really going to threaten pretty much anything that comes out. They're able to get to another flash cannon though. Gonna shield. That Swampert still has some residual energy, so they probably bring it out right here. It's a Skarmory. Gonna go straight for the Psychic. Even though it's resisted, that's still okay. Does decent chip damage there. These boosted counters are just smacking this Skarmory around. Holy cow. That like 30% health Medicham just took out a Skarmory. Jeez, man, that's insane. Okay, oh, very nice catch on the Azumarill. Very, very nice catch. Definitely puts Azumarill in a very strong position here, and at this point can easily just bubble down. Gets hit by the Sludge Wave, that's fine. The bubble damage should be just enough here to take it out. And the opponent concedes the match there. Very nice sack swaps there. Yeah, the Swampert lead, this is always iffy. I believe you can technically go straight Icy Wind, but on this first one you always kind of need to bluff a Shadow Ball to encourage your opponent to shield. Because if you just go straight Icy Wind, there's no way that the Swampert is going to shield that first move, and then you're essentially down a shield and in kind of a bad spot. Let's that one go through. Because it's a non-Shadow Swampert, that's definitely a little bit more favorable. Gonna rip off this Shadow Ball before leaving. Technically, Azumarill is still a good response to the Swampert. I would probably let the Drifblim go at this point. Yeah, makes sense. Do you bring Medicham out to... Yeah, get some farm? At most, you're going to get hit by a Weather Ball here, which isn't too devastating. Swampert is still fairly healthy. It might be another Ice type in the back. I expect Swampert to come out right here, if that's the case. Yeah. Going to go straight for the Psychic. All right. All right. Oh, man. And it's a Tropius. Swampert, Powder Snow, Alolan Ninetales, and Tropius in the back. Very interesting team. Alolan Ninetales is definitely the safe swap on that team to attempt to bait out an Alolan Marowak. But this is looking pretty good. This Ice Beam will probably still barely not knock out the Tropius depending on the opponent's IVs, but it'll come very close. The nerf to bubble damage has really been noticeable, especially in this matchup for the Azumarill. This is no longer like somewhat winnable from the Azumarill in even shields. Whereas beforehand, if the Azumarill had like a 2 or 3 bubble advantage, and depending on the Tropius's IVs, Azu could actually flip that matchup, which is kind of crazy to think about. But very good games there. Alomomola, are we back in Love Cup? So there's definitely no reason to bait here. There's almost no way that the opponent shields that because that fish is tanky. Oh my gosh, this is a Love Cup team. Is this fish double charm? Is this freaking fish double charm? I'm getting that sort of vibe. Are you all getting that sort of vibe? There's got to be a Wiggly in the back. Let's call it early here. Building up some energy. You can't really overfarm against Charmers because the charm damage is just obnoxious, but goes for the Ice Beam and then gets one more bubble worth of energy. Out comes the fish again. It's definitely at a Psychic. Gonna throw this Play Rough. Oh, there it is, like 100% a Wigglytuff in the back. They're saving both shields for the Wigglytuff, right? Like, let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, well, it's not a Wiggles, but it is another Charmer. Oh, man. Well, if the opponent shields this, they no-shield that. Straight power-up punch. Get the boosted counter damage. Oh, can still potentially win this. The fish is very low. Yes. Charm goes through there, which sucks. But they have to shield this. One more counter. Nice. Let's go. That's a big win against a double charm team, and you have a Medicham in the back. That's great. Very nice game. Ooh, this is not a good lead. This is very tough for the team. Medicham is going to struggle against this, and this is not ideal for Drifblim, but you can sack the lead here and at least debuff this Sableye a lot. That's probably what I would do. Stay in, commit some shields, try to burn some shields on your opponent's side, and at this point, yeah, I would just go straight Icy Wind. Is it worth it to double shield? Okay, gonna let it go, but now can safely bring out a Azumarill. Oh, there's no way. This is so rough. Because this backline struggles against Azu. Like, your best response is to mirror. But has to preserve the... Okay, it's a Hydro Pump Azu. That's definitely better for the Medicham. Even though these counters are resisted, they're still doing some decent damage. Able to take out the Azu, okay, but gets farmed by the Sableye. This is a non-purified Sableye, so they don't have return. So at worst, this is Shadow Sneak, Power Gem. Gonna shield up the Power Gem, okay. Really putting the fate of the match on the back of Azu here. We'll see how this plays out. Ah, man, another Charmer in the back. Another Charmer in the back. Very brutal. There's no way that Azumarill is going to be able to take this thing out. Shields are down, so this Charmer just needs to get to Psyshock. That was a really tough team comp. Sableye double fairy. And one of those is Azu. Interesting. 2 protections against dark type leads. Makes sense. Oh, Sableye safe swap. Yeah, the problem here is that when your opponent is that fast, it's going to be a CMP tie on this Icy Wind. Gonna throw the Icy Wind, and then I would imagine swap into the Azumarill, but the opponent knew that it was an Icy Wind, so they didn't shield. This is another non-purified Sableye. So no threat of return. It's just Power Gem, debuffed Power Gem. I would probably bubble this all the way down. Might get hit by another Power Gem, but it's really not that threatening. Just a foul play. Oh, man. Pelipper. Gonna be able to get another Ice Beam off. The Pelipper can't farm down Azumarill from this health range. They have to commit some energy. But they are getting a lot of energy. Okay, yeah, this is definitely Weather Ball range. This is a tough scenario. You bring out the Drifblim here. Drifblim is energy dry. Pelipper almost has another Weather Ball loaded. Like, this is for sure just got to be another Weather Ball. Gonna shield. Oh, man, this is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Pelipper's going to... Oh my gosh, failed sack swap. That was a very interesting catch there. Out comes Medicham. Yeah, just go straight Icy Wind. And if they no shield, it doesn't matter because they're pretty much going to lose anyways. Yeah, they have to shield. At this point, they're debuffed. Trying to catch an Ice Punch on his own Medicham. But they're just going straight Psychic. Doesn't matter. That Icy Wind debuff is so clutch when there's only one Pokemon remaining. You can really solidify the matchups when they don't have an opportunity to clear their debuff. Very good game there. Drifblim into... Oh, boy. Switch into Azu and just chip it as much as possible. Able to get to this Icy Wind, like, right as the Abomasnow is receiving the energy for Energy Ball. Interesting. I'm wondering if there's a Sableye in the back. Oh, yikes. The defense fell, so now Pelipper can, like, totally farm this down. And that Abomasnow still has, like, probably a Weather Ball stored. Bring out the Drifblim. Do they Hurricane here? I like the no shield. If this is Hurricane, this sucks, though. Okay, it's just a Weather Ball. It's going to be another Weather Ball. Barely survive. This Icy Wind might barely not be enough to KO, but the Hex damage should be enough. Okay, yeah, needs to swap immediately. For sure the Abomasnow comes out and wants to get some more farm. Swampert in the back. Wow, that's an interesting team. Abomasnow, Pelipper, Swampert. I like that team. Abomasnow double water. I like that team a lot, actually. I love me a good Pelipper safe swap. The no shield on that first Hydro. But boosted Medicham is going to just absolutely demolish this. Yeah, when Medicham goes on a roll like this with these power-up punches, the counters just get absolutely out of control. Let's see how much these counters are going to chunk now in the Shadow Bomb. That power-up punch did so much damage. All right, good game. Drifblim into Jellicent. Also able to come back from that Abomasnow lead is really, really impressive, Kinley. That was a great game. It is a bubble Jellicent. So the Jellicent is going to get to Shadow Ball actually at the same pace that Drifblim is going to get to Shadow Ball. The no shield on the Bubble Beam. Oh my gosh. Looks like the recording definitely was skipping a little bit there, but we're back. The no shield on the Bubble Beam and then still takes out the Jelly. Okay, out comes a Charmer. Is this Jellicent double charm? That's the question. Alolan Ninetales makes sense as a response to any dark types in the lead. Definitely going to bring out a Azumarill here. At worst, this would be a Psyshock. Nice no shield. It really doesn't do that much damage. These fast moves are really chunking away. Gonna throw the Ice Beam here. This is probably just enough to KO. Whoa, gets a shield. Gets a shield. Is it an Umbreon in the back? That was strange. Gets bubbled down. Oh man, Altaria. Oh my. Yeah, able to get to very, very nice. Altaria in the back. Wow. I definitely was not expecting that. But it does provide them coverage against a potential grass type lead. So very good game. Alright, this matchup is honestly totally fine for Drifblim. The problem is, it is way too risky to attempt... Whoa, a no shield here? Nice, okay. It's way too risky to try to go for an icy wind bait on the first move. Whoa. Most Azumarills let that first move go through because they're so bulky and they know that they can tank it, but gonna fully sack... Wow, I really like the way that Dan is playing this Drifblim lead. I've never played it like this. You no shield the Ice Beam. You go straight Shadow Ball, no shield the first Ice Beam, and win in the one shield. That is huge. Gonna throw the Psychic, and then I would imagine swap to the Azumarill. Wow, that is a really, really smart way to play that Drifblim Azumarill matchup. I'm definitely gonna take some notes from that and apply that to my own gameplay. Because of that bubble damage nerf, I guess you're able to do that now. Because typically, like, you know, the Ice Beam hits for super effective damage, but it's not lethal. But the subsequent bubbles were just, like, too much to be able to, like, no-shield that first move. But I'm still kind of blown away by that. That was awesome. Switch Clock is not up because they're desync, but able to switch into the Medicham right there. Most likely an Earthquake here. Okay. He definitely thought that he was going to get baited, but Earthquake still wasn't lethal, so... didn't need a shield, but now has to shield Rock Slides, but this Power Up Punch won't be enough to KO, but probably one more counter. Two more, that's fine. Out comes Medicham again. What a close game at the end there. Wow, what a close game. Opponent had Azu, Medicham, G-Fisk. That is a very, very meta team for sure. Very bulky. All right, this is Sodium. He has been running the same team like every season, I think. Tropius, Sableye, G-Fisk in the back, so this is like just an automatic GG here, especially since the Sableye didn't throw Foul Play on the Drifblim there and force the CMP. This is very, very favorable team comp alignment in Kimley's favor. Because it's also a Razor Leaf Tropius. Like, out comes the Tropius again. Able to get to an Ice Beam. Yeah, there's just, there's pretty much nothing that the opponent can do here. Gonna bring out the Drifblim. And here comes the G-Fisk. There it is. And they probably leave right here. They are staying in. All right. There's literally no win condition. Because it's just going to be able to straight power up punch this G-Fisk. This is so powerful when you can get power up punch Medicham switch locked against a steel type like that. It's so devastating. A lot of Jellicent leads up in this elo range. Wow. It is a Hex Jellicent, so they are generating energy at the same speed, and they're both hitting for super effective. The calls. Oh, wait. That was obviously a Bubble Beam. Really nice recognition by Kimley because Kimley wasn't at a Shadow Ball. And so the opponent threw... That was very strange. Another Bubble Beam. Wow. Okay. Gonna throw Shadow Ball here. Double shielded, really. I like the no shield here. Let's see the Bubble Beam again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is this a single moved Jellicent? I don't know, but it is gone, and Dan won the lead. Oh my gosh, and now you have a Shadow Mawile with no shields. This is definitely over. What would be the worst case scenario? A Charmer in the back? Hypno in the back? Gonna swap into the Medicham here. It's a Charmer in the back, okay. It's a Charmer in the back. Likes to go straight for these power-up punches just to get as much counter damage off. There's a case to be made since shields are down. You could have just gone for Psychic as well, but still puts it in a manageable health range. That Mawile still has a move. Yes, yes. Very nice no shield. Mawile has a lot of energy stored, so kind of need to save the shield for that. Yep. Even though this is a power-up punch, like 100%, yeah. Mawile might get... Oh, that was not good lag. Okay. Luckily, this Ice Beam is going to be just enough to take out this Mawile. Holy cow. Very good game. Really nice calls in the lead there. Oh, terrible lead. But has two responses to it in the back. The opponent mirrors with their own Azu. So it's pretty crucial that Dan is able to regain switch advantage here. Because you really need that Medicham aligned with the Umbreon. And so any extra fast move you can get through, any fast move that you can deny in this matchup is really, really going to be useful here. The opponent was fairly fast to the swap, so this is going to be close. Dan is trying to get in an extra bubble, which is why he's not throwing immediately. Oh, the opponent gets an extra bubble in. That is not ideal. And I probably would have shielded up one of the earlier play roughs. Because now the opposing Azumarill can essentially just go for Ice Beam baits. Do they shield? Wow. The opponent just freely gives up switch like that. The Umbreon can't snarl down. I mean, this puts it very much in Dan's favor now. Gonna bring out the Medicham. Is it a Defense Deoxys in the back? Gonna start ramping up these power-up punches, but I'm assuming that the opponent's gonna switch out here pretty soon. Or not. Huh. What is in the back then? This boosted Medicham is just gonna go off. Do they shield a power-up punch? No. Is it their own Medicham? It's kind of strange that they're saving... What in the world? Ah, yeah, it made sense. They're trying to burn all the shields so then the Earthquake would have done enough damage. This is not over quite yet. These power-up punches are going to be doing so much damage. Oh, man. I mean, it's for sure a Rock Slide, but definitely worth the shield. Just to get, like, even 2 more counters off would be beneficial here. Very, very nice. The G-Fisk really could not overfarm. Gets to this Icy Wind. The opponent was trying to overfarm. They definitely get to They definitely get to that rock slide before. I'm not quite sure why the opponent overfarmed there. Yeah, I'm really not sure why they did that, but still able to win that game there. Very nice. Thank you so much, Dan, for submitting these games. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Very impressive gameplay. I like this team a lot. And best of luck to all of you out there with your final battles of this week. I'll catch you in the next video.